Hey everybody, my name is Rydo, and today, as a prerequisite to playing Assassin's Creed Revelations, I wanted to look at the multiplayer and see how dead it actually is. So, the multiplayer in Assassin's Creed games came about in Brotherhood. It was actually pretty good, but it introduced online, it introduced having to have a Ubisoft account, it introduced Uplay to a lot of people at least, and in Brotherhood the servers are empty, so there's no way to play. This is the next game in the series. It's an improvement over that. They want me to pick a picture. The only thing really that you've missed so far is a intro video, but the real tutorial is about to stay. So apparently I have 15 Abstergo credits that I could spend, which would allow me to purchase one of these profile pictures, but then we would have to buy the multiplayer pack from Uplay using credits that you only earn by buying Ubisoft products. And the way it works is you have to buy a Ubisoft product, play that game to its almost complete entirety, and that will get you barely enough Ubisoft points to then unlock in-game content. I've already spent a decent amount of Ubisoft points to buy the single player stuff, but in this instance it would be very foolhardy to spend any points on that. Some of these other things require you to beat things in the story mode, so I don't know why you'd specifically even want to be playing the multiplayer mode. Some of these want you to reach level 50, and then they start talking about prestiging and paying Abstergo credits, Abstergo being the bad guy. And then the final unlockable here is 20,000 Abstergo credits and prestiging 50 times. So they really wanted people to play this. Let's just pick the first one.
Wise choice, Agent. It's time to get to work. I've designed an introductory session explaining the attack and defense basics. Let's get started.
This multiplayer as a game is pretty cool. It's weird though that it says okay, hit the return button, because I'm playing with the controller and it's just not seeing any of that. And see, that was just picking your profile. So that you're gonna pay 20,000 points, not even realizing that that wasn't even the important thing. The important thing is to now pick who your characters are gonna be. And so I'll hit that and play as this guy, and then we wait till it loads.
Welcome to the Animus introductory session.
So they never really made another multiplayer game quite like this, which is kind of crazy.
Find your target.
So I'm looking for the guy in blue, and right now I was just automatically following this. Oddly, my right stick is not controlling the camera. So wow, the left trigger is moves the camera? Since when?
The target has spotted you. Kill him.
I can't even find the button to run. Oh, so left and right trigger kills, moves the camera. Button 2. Like, why none of this is here? The multiplayer is its own thing, and it seems like it hasn't been updated at all. Normally in a game like this you would be hiding, you'd be waiting. Like, the taunt button is the X button. A seems to do nothing. B seems to do nothing. Y seems to do nothing. The left bump seems like it zooms in on the vision, and right bump runs. Man, this control scheme is garbage. Well, now that I've figured out how to run, at least I can...
Assassinate your target once your target is highlighted. Aim carefully to avoid killing a civilian.
Alright, button B to kill.
Contested kill.
So that was the B button to
Made your
kill.
first kill, but the target saw you and tried to stun you when you attacked, contesting your kill. You need to improve your technique.
Wow, these controls are awful.
We'll focus on how to perform a careful approach and kill your target.
It was not anywhere this bad in Brotherhood. To be fair, the Revelation really was kind of this half-finished
When your target is in your
leftover.
line of sight, the target portrait's outline brightens. Do not run, or your target will spot you. If you want to reach your target without arousing suspicion, use the fast walk action. When
Button
you're in your
1.
target's line of sight, subtle actions such as walking or hiding fill up the approach meter.
So he must be over here. I see via the menu that I'm in his line of sight, but I do not see this guy. So, yeah, Revelations 4 game is the leftovers of what Brotherhood still had in development when Brotherhood was released. Ubisoft introduced the idea of well, it introduced the idea of releasing a game every year.
Congratulations, Agent. You have earned an incognito bonus. This is the best approach bonus possible.
And so the plan,
Now that you
when
understand
playing
how to
this
kill a
in
target
multiplayer,
bonuses, I'll teach you how to
this
defend
worked a
yourself
lot
against your
better and it made a lot more sense. Playing this in single
pursuer. Do
player
not
doesn't
confront
make
your
any
pursuer
sense.
directly. Use haystacks, benches, or crowds to hide.
And so it's just
Go to the checkpoint and wait
tutorializing
for your
the
pursuer.
probably
Remember
the
that
same
blending with the
stuff.
crowd is an effective way to hide.
Just I wish that the game would let me hit start. I have an infinite amount of time and at the
When
top,
you
by
hear
the way.
whistles, your pursuer is close. Keep an eye out for any approaching Templars. A red arrow indicates a notorious pursuer. Hide and be patient if you want to surprise your pursuer. Perform a stun once your pursuer is highlighted. Be quick or be killed.
Button 4.
Well done, Agent. Now you're ready to confront other Templars. Use what you have
See
learned,
all those people in
and
the
you'll become one
background
of
just
Abstergo's
appearing?
most effective agents.
I have no idea why they would have changed the menu. I love this game, this multiplayer when you could play it in multiplayer in Brotherhood, but now it's really a mess. You can find friends and look at your friends ladder if you had any friends on Uplay, which would actually not really be anybody probably. Each character has a slightly different kill animation, but they're all the same.
Welcome to the Animus introductory session. I will teach you how to kill your target and defend yourself against your pursuer.
And see, I think it just put me right back into the same.
This is what your target looks
Yep,
like.
it put me right back in the same thing. And because the controllers are so bad, I'm having to use my keyboard to even figure it out.
It's now time for you to face other Templars in a simulation program designed to accommodate your skill level.
No. I believe there was an achievement for doing the introductory sessions, or the training ground. But let's do play now.
Searching for a program session.
And see if anybody's online. Well, that's insane. There actually is somebody still online. I'm surprised this still works. Let me hit back before we actually jump in, though. Like, back, and then enter.
For a program session.
And no options at all.
Searching for a program session.
So while I would like to play online, I don't want to have to play with the terrible controls that they've got me under. And I seriously doubt it's going to find more than 2 people in the entire world. And if it's just going to be 2 people. So I guess I better explain how the multiplayer works. The idea is there's a ton of AI characters walking around in the same skin as the characters you're playing against. So as somebody who may be both pursued and is pursuing someone else, which is the general idea, it seems like there might be some different versions of gameplay. At least there were in Brotherhood, but I didn't see any real options. Guess we could go back and see, because clearly you're never going to be able to play with just 2 people. So this is inherently the problem with any kind of multiplayer. So free-for-all, a collection of all modes in which you're the best. All maps, wanted, deathmatch, assassinate, steal artifact, and corruption. Extra content maps, private on extra content maps. Low activity, low activity, low activity, low activity. Yep. And down in the lower left hand corner where it says delete, that is actually an advertisement to get you to buy more things. Ubisoft is one of the worst games companies out there with stuff like this. So non-competitive team mode, untimed, find and kill target VIPs in any way you want. Or we could do wanted, free for all, find and kill targeted enemies and targets and avoid being killed by your pursuers. Manhunt, each team takes turns pursuing the other team, working together to kill your targets or hide with the allies. Simple deathmatch, find and kill targets and avoid being killed by yourself. Deathmatch, find and kill targets and avoid being killed by your pursuers instead of just everybody could kill everybody. Identify, acquire, and assassinate the target of your choice. Avoid being killed by other Templars. The story behind this is they're using the Animus, which is a machine in the Assassin's Creed series, to train Templars in the future to be better Templars, better killers. Steal the artifact is steal an artifact and keep it for as long as possible. Corruption is when corrupted, find and kill your targets as quickly as possible in order to corrupt them. When uncorrupted, hide and survive as long as possible. Artifact assault, work together to steal the other team's artifact and carry it back to your base. So basically that's just capture the flag. Chest capture, each team takes turns capturing the chests. It's kind of strange how a game like this eventually laid down the maybe a tiny pebble in the road to something like Overwatch and modern team-based multiplayer games. And it really didn't need to exist at all. If the multiplayer hadn't been crammed into Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed Revelations, then almost certainly the single player elements that are worth playing in Revelations would have just been in Brotherhood, and it would have been a longer game. Not that it really needed to be a longer game. If anything, this game should have been worked on more, because Assassin's Creed 3, the game after this game, wasn't that good. If Revelations and Assassin's Creed 3 were merged together, that would have worked better. We can look at the maps: Rome, Venice, Castel Gandolfo. A lot of maps here, but none of them are super big. None of the multiplayer levels are designed for you to spend too much time walking. But I just do not get the controls, and clearly it was a different team that programmed. So if we launch into Rome, we'll see how big Rome is. A different team programmed all this multiplayer. It's a completely different button. It's a completely different exe file. I had to configure my recording software specifically for something called like Assassin's Creed multiplayer.
Find and kill your targets any way you see fit.
There we go. I have no idea why the multiplayer button prompts are like this. This won't be this way in the main game. I can almost guarantee you that. Unless maybe it's because I'm playing with an Xbox One controller. So as you get closer to your target, you'll...
Contract lost.
Oops, killed the wrong one. So a contract was lost. As you get closer to your victims...
Contract lost.
I keep killing civilians on accident. And that's certainly going to be an annoying sound, just contract lost. Rome is actually a little bit bigger than I thought it would be. I didn't... So they made the maps a little larger. That's fine, but without... Yeah, even it seems like there's no fast walk button at all. Up on the D-pad gets you to immediately start running and lock in. So I'm standing next to her to see if maybe that was her. And so there was an actual person that I was supposed to kill. And the multiplayer intentionally has only a handful of different types of people in an area. So it kind of makes it silly that the game has more unlockable come on. Button 5 it says. And Not sure which button is button 5. You cannot stun your pursuer. Unable to taunt from this position. And so, if you want to run around the game and kill people, you can. But this is hardly a multiplayer experience. And this is kind of all I needed to show, is just this is what you will get if you buy an old Assassin's Creed game. Even I'd say 6 months to a year into it, if you want to play the multiplayer, there's not going to be anybody to play with. It's a great example of why multiplayer should not be put into games that don't revolve around multiplayer. It's a waste of development money. It's a waste of development time. And when corporations make the argument that video games should get more expensive, they've only become more expensive to create because people put things like this in there. There was no reason for this to exist at all. Just give us a single player. That's kind of all I've ever wanted with an Assassin's Creed game. That's going to be it for this prerequisite video. Next video we actually start these single player and we don't have to worry about this. As always, I end my episodes the same way. I ask you to like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, how about you click the notification bell too? That'll help you know when my videos are out. Comment and watch every second of my videos, because all of that helps me with YouTube, tells them my videos are worth watching. If you want to friend or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, or Battle.net, all of those links are down below in the description box. And if you like what I'm doing and want to support me, gift me a game, either by friending me on Steam or giving me a Steam code directly on Twitter. That helps a lot more than trying to get people to watch ads. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.